Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and welcome to another flight in the Phoenix Airbus A320. Today we're going to fly from Gothenburg over to Copenhagen on a quick 25-minute flight during the VATSIM online day. So this one promises to become an exciting and action-packed one. So let's get right into reviewing our flight plan, and we're going to start with the very basics right up here. So that's going to be our route of flight, pretty much a straight line to the south and then on to the arrival. And looking at the significant weather chart, you can see absolutely nothing on here. In other words, we have perfect weather conditions. Now, going up into the airport weather, we have good conditions over in Copenhagen and likewise in our alternates as well. So basically it's excellent weather conditions pretty much anywhere where we can go. So hey, I tend to say there is really not that much to say about this. The only weather that does deteriorate is during the night, but that's really not much of our concern. So with that out of our mind, let's go ahead and have a look into the fuel. They want us to take off with 4,100 plus the taxi fuel, so basically 4,300 is the minimum that we gotta take for this one, and I really don't see a reason to take much more than that, so 4,300 it is. Our aircraft today is the Airbus A320 with IAE engines, and we do have a rather modern equipment installed in here, and of course it is the lovely Phoenix Airbus that we are flying today. So with all of that out of the way, let's go into the mass and balance over here. Planned fuel 4,300 kilograms. Apply and load, and you can make this GSX boarding and refueling, please. So here we go, let's bring it on. Then when those basics are on the way, we can start with our safety inspection. So the engine master lever is off, mode selector norm, the weather radar is in WX plus T, and GCS and multiscanner on, gain is calibrated, landing gear lever is down, the wipers are off, and the batteries are on. We don't have ground power today, so we are running the APU. We've literally just taken the aircraft over in a turnaround state over here. So let's quickly realign the IRSs, give them a couple seconds, and then 1, 2, and 3 going back on again. And here we go, that's our quick realignment finished. Now, next up, APU fire test, since we did just take over the aircraft from a different crew, and that is looking very good. So APU is online and APU bleed is there as well. Excellent, then let me turn on the flight recorder ground controller already, because we are meant to record any of this. And then oxygen quantity is good, the hydraulic quantities are good, engine oil quantities are good, the flaps are up and agree with the lever, the spoilers are retracted. Park and brake, let's turn it off and run the test. That's looking excellent. And the park and brake is set again. Wonderful. So now, while our colleague is going out for the walk around, the lights are on for him. The seatbelt signs are still off, as we still have to refuel the aircraft. We're meant to go off block, I believe, on the hour, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 21 minutes on the hour, so we do have plenty of time available. And with that, let's go ahead and start to prepare our aircraft for today's service. So we start our pre-flight procedure on the overhead panel up here. Not really all that much for us to do though. Refueling is still going to commence, so we'll leave the pumps off as well as the fasten seatbelt sign. The fire test is looking good. Anything over here is looking good. The lagging, however, is not really looking good. Alright, so Gothenburg, ATIS information whiskey at 1750, runway 21, surface condition 5, and 100% wet, chemically treated. Let's see, QNH 1024, temperature 0, so we gotta apply cold temperature correction today, which we'll have a look at in a few moments. But first of all, let's go ahead and run all of this. Now, I'll tell you what, let's keep the PA off. I keep getting copyright strikes because of all that music that people have included over there. Okay then, on into our FMS. So let's bring up our flight plan as well. SimRiff dispatch, flight plan, view. And in the meantime, we can go over into the ATSU and do the flight initialization over here. Initialize data request. And here we go. Okay, so received messages. We have 2 load sheets. Let's disregard the first one, have a look at the second one. So that's Gothenburg to Copenhagen on the Oscar Yankee Kilo Alpha uniform. 2 pilots, 4 cabin crew. 0 fuel weight is checked, takeoff fuel is checked, and 156 passengers are expected today. All the rest is looking good. Fuel order is looking good as well, except that load sheet, please. Alright then. A320-200, IEV 2500 engine. Nav database is current. And then let's go ahead and do our init request. While that's ongoing, we can make use of the time and start the search for our airport charts. So we take the ground chart, we take the parking chart, and then the departures of runway 21. Here we go. So that's all the charts we will need for today's departure. Back into the flight plan then, and we've got Gothenburg to Copenhagen, alternate back to Gothenburg, and the flight number is going to be Scandinavian 48 Papa. Like that, cost index 20, cruise level 210, which is on the pretty high end for a flight like this. Ground temperature is 0. Okay, flight plan. We are departing towards Topla, so runway 21, and we've got Topla 3 Juliet departure in here. Insert that, and the arrival in the Copenhagen is going to be an ILS approach runway 22 left, and we have the Anov 2 Charlie arrival, and we'll just keep that for the time being. Then let's have a look into our SID and cross-check that all the waypoints are indeed correct. So we proceed straight at towards Golf 706. That's the one over there. Okay, no, 702 or 900 feet, and then 706 and southbound towards Topla, and that's it already. About as easy as it gets, isn't it? 2,500 is the MSA plus temperature correction, so 2,800 is going to keep us safe today. Then let's save our emergency waypoint. That's going to be GOT-CPH. And that's going to be ESGG runway 21. Runway track 202 and straight ahead for 25 miles. Pretty much like that. Store the waypoint, thank you. And then we're going to GOT-CPH in here and pick up the hold. 202 right hand turns, 1 minute lag time, that's looking correct. And if an immediate return becomes necessary, then we can prepare a return to Gothenburg over here with an ILS approach runway 21, and that's that. Right, next up the extended centerline, ESGG 21. And the track is going to be 202, and the emergency point GOT-CPH. Here we go. Perfect. So we don't need any nav aids. We can prepare our runway in here. GOT-21, and then over to the init pages. So 0 fuel weight 57.8. We don't know a CG yet, so I'll just use 25 and 4.3 tons of fuel. Then we can go down a little bit. The contingency will be 0.3. Alternate 1.7. And the reserves 1.1. Now there's quite a lot of rounding going on over here, so you can see that one has almost 100 kilo rounded in, that one has 70 rounded in, that one has almost 100 rounded in. So you can really see why we only show 0 extra over here, but that's fine. That's kind of within our limits. So 25 knots of tailwind will make our calculation a little better as well. And then last but not least, we can uplink the winds over here. Alright then, let's go over into our takeoff calculations and see what we're up to today. Gothenburg 21, and the runway is wet since they said the runway condition code is 5 on our ATIS. Can synchronize the preliminary load sheet, and with that wet runway I want to go for engine anti-ice here as well, especially with those low clouds over here. Right, the weather is looking good. Do we have any intersections? No. Alright, so config 1 they say. Let's calculate config 2, see what we're gonna get then. Yeah, more or less same data. So let's stick to config 2 over here. Flaps 2, down 0.5 and 63. So flaps 2, 63 degrees of flex temperature. And the speed's 135, 145, 149. Alright, noise abatement procedure number 1. So, no, that's not 1500. The field elevation isn't that high. Let's have a quick look. Field elevation, oh, actually is 500 feet. Okay, well, then it's 1500. And then the engine out is going to be in 2000. And that's that. Perfect. So then, let's go up to the FCU. QNH is 1024, constraints, VORs. I'll just set some altitude here, say 5000 or so. Alright, and that's it. Refueling is finished. So seatbelt sign is coming on, and the fuel pumps are coming on. Perfect. So that's the setup completed. Then let's see if they are offering PDC up here. Let's send a PDC request. ATC. Pre-departure clearance. So gate is Alpha 15. We'll check the ATIS again. Station ESGG. And good evening. So, aircraft loaded. Wonderful. Quick ATIS check over here. Information X-ray. Alright, Gothenburg, Copenhagen, Scandinavian 48 Papa, Alpha 15, and we have ATIS X-ray. Good evening, A320, station ESGG. Sent. So, PDC, request received, stand by. And load sheet, well, that's the final one already. Alright, good. Then let's quickly run the final figures here. 57.8, which checks, and the CG is 31.8. Alright, takeoff weight 61.9, and that is checked. 156 passengers plus 5 infants. And we have a takeoff CG at 30.6, which is pretty much, yeah, say down 0.5. Alright, accept. So the load sheet is accepted. So slash down 0.5 is in here. Alright, clearance. Request received, being processed, standby. Okay. So ATC does have the system running, that's very good to know already. Well then, while we're waiting for the clearance, are you ready for the briefing? Yeah, anytime I guess, huh? Alrighty, so Gothenburg, runway 21 full-length departure, and our first cleared altitude to be determined. I guess it's going to be around about 5,000. The SID itself is the Toppler 3 Juliet, and the MSA temperature corrected 2,800. Extra fuel and time, we have roughly 0. Okay, let's just quickly respond down here. Wilco and send. Alright, so no hotspots for the taxi routing, stop margin in case of rejected takeoff couple hundred meters, engine out sits straight at 25 miles to the Gothenburg X2 point, and if we make an immediate return, then we are below the max landing weight, we can come back over here, runway is more than long enough. I don't have anything special on non-standard, do you have any threats? No? Beautiful, so the departure briefing is completed, cockpit preparation checklist please. Gear pins and covers, removed, fuel quantity. 4,280 kilos balanced. Seatbelts on, ADRs. Nav, bow rev, QNH 1024. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Alright, wonderful. So, Then let's have a look at our clearance. Okay, PDC number 2. Actually, we just have a second message here. Clearance confirmed. Okay, thanks. Close that one. Alright, so Scandinavian 4 Papa cleared to Copenhagen off runway 21 via Toplar 3 Juliet departure. That's confirmed. Altitude 5000. Confirmed. Squawk 0202. Okay, next frequency 121.680, QNH 1024, request startup and pushback from 12168. Gonna pre-select that down here, but before we switch that active, let's go ahead and tell GSX to start to prepare our position for pushback and departure, please. Alright, and then I think we can safely say hello to our passengers, and by the time we're ready, the ground services should be ready as well. Ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of Scandinavian Airlines, welcome aboard flight 443 to Copenhagen. The flight time today will be approximately 30 minutes depending on the local traffic situation, and we expect good flying conditions en route. We would like to thank you for being on board today. Sit back, relax and enjoy the flight with us, and if there is anything we can do for you to make it more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew. Once again, welcome aboard. Right, so these gentlemen are dealt with. Then let's see, pushback is in progress, they say. Now they're connecting. That took him a little while. Okay, excellent. So that stuff is now ongoing. Never mind that screen that just turned black for a moment here. For some reason my sim started lagging rather extremely after I went outside here. Alright then. So let's go ahead and get our pushback and startup clearance.
0223.
Stop 3 Julia, squawk 0223 and boost 7.
Whiskey 7, that's correct. Startup approved, contact ground 121.905.
Startup approved 121.905. Thank you very much, bye bye.
Delivery, good evening. Scandinavian 4 Papa requests startup.
Scandinavian 48 Papa Lambda clearance delivery, hello, contact ground 121.905.
Startup approved, 121.905. Scandinavian 4 Papa, bye bye.
Scandinavian 48 Papa negative, startup is not approved, contact ground first.
Okay, but just to confirm, your delivery, so you're the one giving startup, aren't you?
Negative.
Oh, that's interesting. In the real world, it always works like that.
It varies from airport to airport.
Yeah, it doesn't, but let's just change over. Ground, good evening. Scandinavian 4 Papa request pushback and startup.
Scandinavian 48 Papa Lambda ground hello, pushback and startup approved, face north.
Pushback and startup approved facing north, Scandinavian 4 Papa. Before start checklist. Park and brake. Set, takeoff speed and thrusts. V1 135, VR 145, V2 149, flex 63. Windows. Man, the frame rate is atrocious here. Closed, and the beacon is on. Before start checklist complete.
I'm at the ground, hello, Scandinavian 515.
Okay, ground flight. So, pushback is approved, and we are gonna face
3 to Lima.
Let's just confirm that. Scandinavian 4 Papa just confirmed facing north or south again.
4 Papa face north.
Face north, thank you to Scandinavian 4 Papa. Alright, so the nose is gonna go to the left. And then the park and brake is released.
Scandinavian 146 km ground, hello, pushback and startup approved.
Okay, start and push, and you can start the engines at your discretion.
Ja,
Thanks.
face south.
First approved face out, Captain 146.
So just to emphasize on that earlier conversation with delivery,
Ja, November Whiskey 7.
you always get the startup from delivery, and only then you get to contact ground.
Okay, no problem.
So that's always how it works, regardless of where you are. Alright then, engine 1 start. So the IAE engines do take a little while to complete their startup process. In the meantime, let's go ahead and turn that main panel floodlight up a little.
With X-ray, push and start.
What we normally do on pushback is we keep the floodlight in the cockpit on until we have given the thumbs up signal to the ramp agent, since otherwise it gets pretty difficult for the ramp agent to actually see your thumbs up signal.
2 on my Golf and Zulu now, Wilson.
And then once the ramp agent has disconnected, then and only then we turn off the floodlight so that our eyes can adapt to the outside. Okay, so we have a good start on engine number 1, starting engine number 2. Clear 2.
Ground,
And engine 2 starts.
17 Alpha on taxiway Yankee.
It's a little bit strange after getting so used to flying the A330 that all of a sudden on the EPR display you've got an N2 over here instead of N3 that you have on the 3-spool Rolls-Royce engines on the A330. But of course, different aircraft, different engine. So it's adding fuel right now. Then we'll have ignition in a few moments, which we can tell by the rise in the EGT. And here we go. Perfect.
November Whiskey 7, contact Lambeth Power, 118.605.
118.605 then, with 7, thank you, bye.
Okay, what are they doing on the ground there? The tuck is going. Why does this guy have the taxi lights on? Don't do that. Just giving him a small signal there. Okay, ground flight, we have 2 good starts. Clear to disconnect, show me the pin on the right, please. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Scandinavian 146 for taxi.
Scandinavian 146, taxi to on point, runway 21 via Juliet and Zulu.
Taxi 1.21 via Juliet and Zulu.
Okay, so the ramp agent is going. Is he holding a pin? Yes. Alright, after start checklist. Anti-ice. Engine anti-ice on. Ecom status. Checked. Pitch trim. Let's see. 30.8%. And rudder trim. Neutral. After start checklist complete. Scandinavian Foy Papa. Request taxi.
We're ready for taxi.
2 stations. Alpha Delta 552, I heard you say again.
Alpha Delta 552, now ready for taxi.
Alpha Delta 552, hello, stand by, I'll call you back.
Standing by, Alpha Delta 552.
And other station, go ahead.
Scandinavian Foy Papa. Request taxi.
Scandi 48 Papa, taxi, hotel, hold short, Zulu.
Taxi hotel, hold short, Zulu, Scandinavian Foy Papa. Alright, so hotel is to the left, hold short Zulu, that's the crossing taxiway.
First, Scandinavian 456, push back and start up, approved, face north.
Push and start to the north, Scandinavian 456.
So, brakes released. Brake check. Pressure 0. So, does look like we need a little bit of thrust, don't we?
Scandinavian 48 Papa, taxi to Honeycomb, runway 21 via hotel and Yankee.
Taxi holding point, runway 21 via Hotel Yankee, Scandinavian Foy Papa. Why did it add thrust? I guess that's something I don't want to know. Sometimes those things are interesting. Alright, so Zulu is the first one. We taxi by Yankee, which is the second taxiway. So we're up here, Hotel, Yankee, runway 21.
Nordic 241, 8 kilometer, ground hello.
Alright.
Start up approved.
We'll deal with those warnings once we are on Yankee, actually.
Golf Delta Foxtrot Golf Hotel Kilometer, hello. Start up approved, call for taxi.
Oh, I have a feeling I know what it's doing.
Gandhi 146, contact Kilometer Towers, 118.
So, throttle quadrant.
Tower 118,
Yeah, it messed up the settings since we didn't fly. Here we go now. It messed up the settings since I didn't fly the 320 IAE without chocolates in the sim yet, so it didn't remember those settings. Well, that's kind of fine.
Gandhi 874, taxi.
So, now we have thrust lever control. Perfect.
Hotel Yankee and holding short Foxtrot to name 864.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, continue Yankee, hold short of Foxtrot.
Yankee hold short Foxtrot, Scandinavian 48 Papa. Okay, hold short Foxtrot, whereabout is that? Second from the end. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so after a little bit of an adventure, Foxtrot is the crossing one up there. After a little bit of an adventure, let's make sure those speed brakes are armed again, because they did disarm when we just had our thrust lever adventure. Let's do the flight control check. No? Where's the flight control page? Huh. Alright, so full up.
Gandhi 48 Papa, contact tower.
Full down.
1605.
Neutral. 118605, Scandinavian 5 Papa, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Target evening, Scandinavian 48 Papa to hold short Foxtrot.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, London Tower, hello. By Yankee, line up and wait runway 21.
By Yankee, line up and wait runway 21, Scandinavian 48 Foxtrot. Okay, not sure why they wanted us to hold here, but it's fine. Right, so let's continue the flight control check. Full left. Full right.
Yeah, 48 Papa,
neutral.
correction, taxi hold in point runway 21 and hold position.
And full left. Full right. Neutral. Scandinavian 48 Papa, so in Yankee, hold short runway 21.
48 Papa, correct?
Okay, then we'll hold short. That's fine with me as well. They're changing their mind quite a bit today, aren't they? Okay, so the cabin is ready.
Scandinavian 146, contact within control 132 decimal 765. And I'll start bye-bye.
Yeah, contact Sweden 132.765.
Taxi checklist. Flight controls checked. Flap setting. Conv 2. Radar predictive wind shear. On and auto. Engine start selector. Norm. Ecam memo. Takeoff. No. Taxi checklist complete.
Tower, hello. Continue taxi holding point Foxtrot runway 21 via Yankee and Foxtrot. Taxi holding point Foxtrot runway 21 via Yankee and Foxtrot.
Okay, so
Scandinavian 48
set.
Papa, report ready for immediate departure.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, we are ready for an immediate.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, wind 180 degrees 8 knots, runway 1 clear for immediate departure.
Runway 21, confirm the clearance again. He said immediate departure. That's...
Papa, clear for immediate departure. Clear for immediate takeoff.
Thank you, cleared immediate takeoff runway 21, Scandinavian 48 Papa. The word takeoff is really the key phrase here. You gotta be very, very careful with that. That's why I asked him. Okay, lineup checklist. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. So, takeoff runway 21, TCAS, TARA, PAX 1 and 2, off, lineup checklist complete. Ready? Then let's go.
On runway 21.
Manflex 63, SAS runway, auto thrust blue. Thrust set. .100 knots. Checked. V1. Rotate. Oh, interestingly trimmed aircraft. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav. Checked.
Tower goes well, Skinner 456, Yankee holding Foxtrot.
Skinner 456, now tower, hello.
Autopilot 1.
48 Papa, contact with and control 132.765. Have a very nice flight, bye-bye.
132765, Scandinavian Flight Papa. Thank you, bye-bye.
Good evening, this is on 0810.
Okay, so flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Turn right heading 020, and my apology was like QNH 1024. Now on QNH 1023 and 3000 feet.
Radar, good evening, Scandinavian Flight Papa, passing 3000, climbing 5000. Flap 0.
Scandinavian 48 Papa,
Speed
speed
check.
and control identified, climb flight level 150.
Climb flight level 150, Scandinavian Flight Papa.
November Whiskey 7, contact
15,000
speed and
blue.
control 131, decimal 280.
Sorry, 128.
Right, couple more clouds over here, so I will just keep
Okay,
the
131,
anti-ice on for the
decimal
time being.
13128.
And you will notice that engine anti-ice with the IAE engines is also going to turn the ignition on, which is one of the particulars of the IAE engines. Alright, so you heard a couple of private messages coming in the background. That was two people saying thank you for my videos, so thank you very much at this point to Carsten and William. Set standard. Standard cross check, passing flight level 51 now.
146, 17230 for 310.
So, top of descent isn't all that far out, just about 50 nautical miles.
Flight level 330.
So once we're above 100, we can already start our approach preparation.
Wind control, Canadian 29 Papa, contact flight level 240 for 280.
So, a little bit of lights. And let's dim those annunciator lights. Makes the flight deck a little bit nicer place if you ask me. Alright, looks like we'll stay mostly clear of the clouds now. Engine anti-ice off.
Canadian 29 Papa, speed and control identified, climb flight level 320.
And engine anti-ice is off.
Flight level 320, Canadian 29 Papa. Airfront 1453, turn right heading 100.
Right, heading 100 degrees.
Alright, so let's see. Arrival, ATIS, update. Information echo, runway news 22 left, expect Charlie stars, visual approach from request. Transition level 60, wind 210 at 7, 10 km broken, 9200, QNH 1026.
Altimeter set.
Ryanair 56 Bravo Romeo, Sweden control, hello identified.
Sweden, good evening. Scandinavian 86 Mike Yankee, passing 150, climbing flight level 310 in on Oscar. Oxford.
Alright, passing 10,000.
Yankee, Sweden control, hello identified.
So, seatbelt signs on for the time being. Also, we can just stay on the constraints here, and then let's do clear and copy.
Scandinavian 146, climb flight level 25. Or have you not received higher level?
We confirm both 50, Scandinavian 146.
Climb flight level 3.
Alright, cruise 210, optimum, disregard that.
Climb level 250, it will be your
And we'll be landing on Copenhagen's 22 left in 100 nautical miles.
Sweden, good not. Scandinavia 2
Alright.
60 rund off the Habak.
Passengers are released.
Scandinavian 2 Papa Golf, Sweden control, hello identified.
Well then, let's go ahead and start the approach preparations.
Visst du schon gehen oder was ist los?
So, everything's set over here, then let's go ahead and grab ourselves some arrival charts, please.
Scandinavian 168.
So, Copenhagen Cast Group.
160, clear Kielin 3 Sierra arrival.
And approaching. So, ground chart, parking chart. Then arrival, stars 22 left, right, and approaches.
Your arrival is, don't just mumble something to me, then
ILS 22 left.
Understand it. Confirm Kielin. Sorry, you blocked me there. You're a bit too quick. Confirm Kielin 3 Sierra arrival. Now you can speak.
Speed, vertical speed.
Affirm, Kielin 3 Sierra arrival, 168.
Thank you.
And almost 1,000 to go. Alright, so.
Scandinavian 48 Papa. Contact Sweden Control 131.280.
131-280, Scandinavian 4 Papa. Control, good evening, Scandinavian 4 Papa, flight level 143, climbing 150.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, Sweden Control identified. Climb to flight level 200 and proceed direct test B.
Climb flight level 200, direct test B, Scandinavian 4 Papa. Thrust climb out flight level 200 blue, and direct test B. Let's see.
November Whiskey 7.
Okay, not on here, then it's probably gonna be somewhere on the arrival chart.
November Whiskey 7, are you able to climb flight level 1?
Not on here, maybe on the
negative.
maybe on the ILS chart? No.
Okay, November Whiskey
Well, then we
7,
gotta ask.
what are you able highest climb? Flight level 110. November Whiskey 7, roger.
Just to be sure not to make a fool out of myself, rechecking that star.
Yeah, November
But
57,
no.
expect,
Yeah, then we'll have to ask him.
Heading 110, and could you be the first part, please? November 57, say again. I missed out on the first part. Something about the lead. Yeah, November 57, expect 1-2 minutes delay, fly heading 110. Okay, no problem, thank you. 110.
Scandinavian 4 Papa, please spell the cleared waypoint.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, proceed direct test speed.
Please spell that for Scandinavian 4 Papa.
Scandinavian 48 Papa is Tango Echo Sierra Papa India.
Tango Echo Sierra Papa India, Scandinavian 4 Papa.
Flight gear 284, descend
Where
flight
is
level 100.
that?
Descending flight level 100, loud figure 284.
Clear for cargo 8291, descend
That's
flight
not the
level
direction I like.
0.
Okay, vertical speed 1000 and 1000 to go. Scandinavian 4 Papa, how long is the expected delay?
Scandinavian 48 Papa, you will be rerouted via test speed for hopefully lower delay, so you can ask that question later to Copenhagen Control.
Roger. Oh, that's how I love it. Not. Okay, well, then let's see if there's a star available from there. There's oh yeah, Test P3 Charlie. That doesn't look as something I like.
4, turn left heading 195, cancel hold.
Okay, Test P3 Charlie.
Cancelling hold, turn left heading 195.
And we're in on the Test P, and that routing then looks somewhat like this. Test P, Roast P, Toronto. Yeah, insert. Select heading or track first. Heading, insert.
031, contact Sweden Control 132.
Okay, and let's go direct Test P again.
Sweden 13276 right. 2002. So long.
Nav.
So long. Flight gear 284, cleared aeronaut to Charlie, arrival runway 22 left, proceed direct aeronaut.
Okay, so new runway to check, huh? Or new arrival to check.
Arrival runway 22 left, proceed direct airlift.
So we've got Test B, Rose B, then Toronto at 250 knots, that checks, then Charlie Hotel 653,
Right, 150.
645, 638, 631, 626, Abegi, and then eventually to the final approach. So that X-Star above 3000, let's open up the ILS chart.
Join aeronaut holding as published, descend flight level 150.
So Abegi, X-Star above 3000, max 220, and then we've got CH2 Lima Fox, 220 knots maximum and 2000 feet. Well, that shall not be too much of a problem. Okay, 3-degree glide slope, and in case I missed approach, we are going to proceed to 1 DME after Oscar X-Ray Sierra, or 500, whichever is later, left heading 183, climbing 3000 feet, and that's exactly what we have in here. Alright, so secondary will copy the active, and then on the right nav we don't need anything. Copenhagen 22 left is in here.
Actually, yes.
I guess level 200 is going to be final, so I'm going to change that. Destination EFOP below min. Yeah. We'll have a look into that in a few moments. Alright, the descent speeds are looking good. Now let's go for the weather. QNH is 1026, temperature +1, wind 210 at 7.
Scandinavia 48 Papa, contact Copenhagen Control 136.485.
136.485, Scandinavian 48 Papa, bye.
Light gear 284, contact Copenhagen approach.
Copenhagen, good evening, Scandinavian 48 Papa, flight level 200, inbound test speed. Should have been 485. Copenhagen, good evening, Scandinavian 48 Papa, flight level 200, inbound test speed.
Scandinavia 48 Papa, Copenhagen, identified, climb level 210.
Climb flight level 210, Scandinavian 48 Papa. First climb out, flight level 210 blue.
Scandinavia 48 Papa, contact Copenhagen 123.737.
12373, Scandinavian 48 Papa. So 12373. Copenhagen, good evening, Scandinavian 48 Papa, flight level 204, climbing 210, inbound test speed.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, Copenhagen, hello, do you identify cleared 56 Charlie arrival to left?
Test speed 3 Charlie, arrival 2 to left, Scandinavian 48 Papa. Okay, so far so good. Now, let's see about the fuel. Minimum destination is 2.8. We are expected to arrive at 2.5, so we'll better find out if there is any more delay expected there. And we have Altstar. Scandinavian 48 Papa, is any delay expected? Thank you. Okay, Mach Alt Cruise, no delay, then we can commit to landing at destination. In that case, alternate fuel 0, final reserve, 45 minutes. Oh, come on. It should have taken... No, that's wrong. What is it doing? Clear / 45. Here we go, and that gives us 29 minutes of extra fuel, plus a 15-minute warning time. Perfect. Okay, so, that much about the basics. We're cleared for the arrival, we've checked the arrival, we've basically finished the FMC check already. Then all we've got to do is to calculate that landing performance. So Copenhagen 22 left, let's take good Apply the radar and landing weight. Well, we're at 60.8 right now. Let's take 60.5 then. So 60.5. Low auto brake, idle reverse, auto thrust off, config 3, 2088. Let's have a look at the ground chart. Of course, there is no intersection figures published, so 3,300 meters, that's the runway. So Bravo 4 is probably like, I don't know, 1,650 or so. Let's see, flaps full, still 2,000. Medium auto brake would get us there. So flaps full, medium auto brake. Okay, that's what we need to use in order to make the exit. Then that's what we'll take. And that's selected over here as well. Perfect. Okay, cool. So the minimum is 210. The temperatures were positive, so we don't have to worry about temperature correction here. 1700 is the MSA for the missed approach. Yeah, the fuel is already checked. Copy active. And here we go. Alright, that much about the basics. Then let's go for the briefing. Alright, so Test B3 Charlie arrival, MSA 1700 in the approach sector up to 2100. ILS approach 2 to left, minimums 210, missed approach straight at 1 DME, after Oscar X-Ray Sierra, left turn, climbing 3000. And we have committed to landing at destination, and with that we have like 25 minutes of extra fuel. Perfect, so guidance for the approach will be flight director, landing config full, stop margin, yeah, like 2,000 meters or so. Reversers idle, auto brakes medium, we plan to vacate the runway to the right hand side, most likely via the second rapid exit taxiway. No hotspots for the taxi-in, and I have nothing special or non-standard. Threats for the arrival? Well, I only see one, and that's the traffic situation, so they do seem to have rather many problems with those arriving aircraft here. Since we have committed to landing at destination, that means we won't have the fuel to divert after a missed approach anymore. If it becomes evident at any point during the approach that we will not be able to land above final reserves, or that we will encounter any stronger delays, we can always go into Malmö, which is really close by. So that's like our plan B in case that anything goes wrong over here. And we might actually set that up on the FMS, so ESMS. Then let's go down here. That was a little bit too far. Malmö arrivals. ILS, probably 17. Insert. And then we can go to the fuel prediction.
When ready, descend flight level 130.
130, when ready, easy 9021.
Nah, that's not correct.
Scandinavian forward Papa with speed 250 knots.
It's 250 knots, Scandinavian forward Papa. Speed 250.
There will be a slight delay, but it should be less than 5 minutes.
Foy Papa, roger. Just advise us in case it gets any more, as we have committed to landing at Copenhagen.
It will be no more than 5 minutes. It's just standard sequencing, nothing major.
Roger.
Scanning forward Papa, just to accommodate the delay there a little bit, turn right heading 240 degrees, and you may reduce the speed as you like.
Heading 240 and speed as we like, Scandinavian Foy Papa.
Easy 921, contact Copenhagen.
Heading speed 220. Okay, so that's basically our briefing completed. Any questions? Nope, perfect. Then I'll do a quick PA, since the passengers do have screens in the back there. So we just want to keep them in the loop while we're flying into a different direction. Ladies and gentlemen, from flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We have already passed half our distance to Copenhagen. Unfortunately, there is quite a lot of traffic in Copenhagen at the moment, which is the reason why we have turned westbound at the moment in order to be sequenced into the arriving traffic. We do expect a remaining flight time of approximately 20 minutes, and the weather in Copenhagen at the moment is rather good. Temperatures 2 degrees and just a few clouds at the sky. During the approach, we are going to get some great views of the city of Copenhagen on both sides of the aircraft, so at least there's that to compensate for the slight delay that we're gathering at the moment. Nonetheless, we do ask for your understanding and wish you a nice and safe onwards journey. We hope to see you all again on board of a future scheduled Scandinavian Airlines flight, and until then we would like to say goodbye from the flight deck now. Thank you very much for traveling with us, and we look forward to see you again in the future. Okay, so the passengers are now up to date. We're nice and slow on the heading. And yeah, for some reason that zero fuel to alternate is of course nonsense, so let's just add the 45 minutes again.
Scandinavian
Why is
48 Papa to left heading 180.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, left heading 180. Okay, tell you what, we'll keep it like that. And that's it. Alright, so I guess he's somewhat vectoring us into a downwind now. If we have a look at the approach chart, we're now right up here. I tend to say that position is pretty much accurate over here right now, for once. So I guess he'll probably vector us somehow like that over here. Something like that, until we eventually end up on the right-hand downwind for runway 22 left. Going right over Copenhagen City, which is something I do really like, as those cities look really good at night in Flight Simulator 2024. That's really one of those things that I'm really looking forward to on this approach. Even though I kinda had my hopes that we would get in a little bit, well, with a little bit less delay. After all, should have been 26 minutes, so we should already be established on the final approach, according to SimBrief. And of course we only had the fuel for that, so things might have gone a little bit too quick earlier on. So let me talk you through exactly what we've done here. So you could see that we were below the minimum fuel on board for our destination by default. Now, there is no problem landing with less than the standard reserves that you would bring. So standard reserves is 30 minutes flight time at 1500 feet above the field at holding speed, plus your diversion fuel. Now, since the weather in Copenhagen is very good, I have verified with air traffic control how much delay is actually expected for the arrival. And he said like, yeah, initially he said nothing, now he said like 5 minutes maximum for sequencing. That's all okay. That's all acceptable. So what we can do, since we have more than one runway, and since the weather is good at the destination, we can commit to landing at the destination airport. That means we can scrap our alternate and use the alternate fuel in order to sit out the holding delays that we have for the time being. Now, when we do that, what I like to do in the FMS is to change the alternate fuel to 0, and then to change the final time to 45 minutes.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, descent flight level 130.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, descent flight level 130. Speed alt, flight level 130 blue. Set managed speed, disregarding that. We'll just keep the 220 for the time being.
3421, Copenhagen control, hello, you identified, cleared the test speed.
Okay, so now basically, so what we now have basically is 40, when we have fuel for 45 minutes on board.
Left heading 025.
Left heading 025, Scandinavian 48 Papa. Just confirm, left 025?
Paper.
Roger. That's almost a 180-degree turn.
Aero
I do
341,
not like that.
Into the hold, and what the as published delay will be less than 5 minutes.
Okay, so back to the explanations. So the reason I entered 45 minutes here is because when we now reach the fuel for 45 minutes, our EFOP is going to turn amber. That's going to happen in 26 minutes, as we can see down here. So now we know exactly how our fuel situation looks like, and we get that warning 15 minutes before we have an actual fuel emergency. So that way we are covered both sides. We get the alert when we have, or when we are predicted to land with 15 minutes of fuel on top of our final reserves. And down here on the extra time, it tells us exactly how much time we have available before we need to declare an emergency there. Well, and that's kind of the entire idea of the setup that I've just done. Okay, company message. They probably want to know about delay. And yeah, I guess we gotta send them a quick ACAS message here to let them know what's going on. So, no ADC required, that's good, but you are gonna get a delay message nonetheless. Arrival message. No, that's not interesting for us. Okay, free text. That'll probably go under free text, so that's gonna be ops at EKCH. Hi, major inbound delay. Due traffic. Let's see, ETA, what do they say right now? 1952, is that believable? Yeah, kinda. So let's tell them we'll be on block at 2000.
Silver Arrow 3421, continue descent, fly level 1.
Earliest 2000. Possibly later. Please advise a change in traffic flow. Alright, since we don't have a second page over here in the real world, I'll just skip over to the second page. Send that. Thanks. Let's see if they're gonna respond anything or not. Well, and that's Scandinavian Foil Papa, direct Trano to join the arrival. Okay, Tango November Oscar, direct 2, insert. So, let's see, ETA at 53.
Silver Arrow 3421, continue descent to flight level 170.
Descent. Scandinavian Foil Papa, any speed restriction?
Foil Papa, keep 250 knots.
Speed 250, Scandinavian Foil Papa. Okay, so speed 250. And let's see, no change. Oh, the ETA actually just got a minute worse. Well, that's fine. At least now we know what's going on, so 26 minutes extra is more than sufficient. I guess that's where all the low-cost training now kicks in.
Scandinavian Forward Papa, contact Copenhagen approach 119.805.
119.805, Scandinavian Forward Papa, bye. So 119805. And let's see, we have Atis
Open approach, good evening, Scenario
Echo.
456, descending flight level 100, aeronaut 2 Charlie.
Name it 456, hello to you, radar contact, descent flight level 080.
Descending flight level 8.
Stands on.
Scenario 456.
Approach, good evening, Scandinavian Void Papa, flight level 149er, descending 130, speed 250.
Scandinavian Void Papa, hello to you, radar contact, descent flight level 080, expect some short delay vectoring.
Descent flight level 080, and could you advise how long the delay will be, Scandinavian Void Papa?
Not long, I just have to get you to the north and then back in, so there will be a couple of minutes delay.
Roger, thank you. Okay, flight level 80 blue. Okay, and the next controller who tells us to expect delay while the previous one told us we wouldn't. That's of course something that would not happen like that in the real world. That's VATSIM stuff now. In the real world, they tell you straight away how much delay you'll have if you ask them. And then if one controller says it, then all controllers are gonna do it like that. Which makes your life significantly easier, for sure.
205 with a Corsair DDR5.
Contacting final, easy 9021.
Okay, 120205, we can already pre-select that, as we'll certainly need that frequency as well. So, Throttle 250, we have that, and we will easily cross waypoint 653 below level 130, but we gotta keep that in mind. Even though VNAV should take care of it in the descent mode, but always cross-check what the computer is doing, never just blindly accept it. But luckily you can see we have more than enough fuel, even though we should have been on the ground for 6 minutes already. And by committing to land, you see 27 minutes extra. If you get another 3 minutes of delay or so, there will still be sufficient extra fuel available. So those EASA fuel rules, they do really make sense. They are by far not as bad as some people say. Even if we take the kinda like worst case scenario here, let's say the typical Ryanair going at minimum fuel, which is pretty much exactly what we did, by the way.
Scandinavian 48, Papa, make a left turn now, heading 060.
Left heading 060, Scandinavian 48, Papa.
Scandinavian 456, you can expect a short
vertical speed heading.
After Charlie Hotel 632, maintain present heading.
Well, okay, after Charlie Hotel 632, present heading, Scandinavian 456.
Let's actually reduce that rate of descent a little bit here. If we have level 80 kinda like here abeam the field, that's absolutely sufficient.
Descent 5000, 1026, Canadian 456.
So yeah, this is kinda... Well, in the real world you wouldn't have delay like that in the first place. That's of course worth to mention over here. In the real world we would simply have gotten a slot in Gothenburg. They would not have let us go. And that would have been it. We would simply have waited on the ground until a straight line to the airport would have been free. And that would have been it. That's how they would have handled that in the real world. But you can nicely see the EASA fuel rules in action over here. We really have more than sufficient fuel for what we are doing here, and
Scandinavian 48, Papa descent 5000 feet, QNH 1026.
Scandinavian 48, Papa descent 5000, QNH 1026. Is that QNH? QNH 1026 cross check, passing 11,700 now. Checked. Okay, so 5,000 blue. Let's see if we go back to 1,000 feet a minute. That gets us to a nice level. So we're gonna stick to that.
70 away, contact 520205, call sign over.
So 120205 is pre-selected. Well, easy going.
And a good evening to you, sir.
Even though I gotta admit,
456, turn right heading.
I picked this route because there wasn't much traffic at the time I planned it.
November Whiskey 7,
And I kinda thought, yeah, landing in 1940, how bad can the traffic be? The online days have really just started at this time. Certainly didn't expect this.
Yeah, November Whiskey 7, left.
My idea was to have the entire video in less than an hour, and now we're running at 1 hour and 5 already, and we are, well, we have like 45, 50 track miles to go, plus the entire taxi in, of course. That was certainly not the original idea. In any case, the lights of Copenhagen are coming in sight already,
November Whiskey 7, speed
so at
20.
least there's that.
220 normal.
Looks like it is getting a little bit,
Make a left turn now, heading 080.
080 now.
a little bit bumpy. At least we just had a couple bumps. So, landing lights on, seatbelts on, constraints, LS. Then we have GPS primary, high accuracy, mode selector and norm.
November Whiskey 7, proceed further left, proceed direct B.
So far, so good. Alright, approach checklist please. Barrow ref, QNH 1026, seatbelts on, minimum, Barrow 210, auto brake, medium, engine start selector, norm, approach checklist complete.
Descent size 5,000 feet and QNH 1026 can manual function.
So I wonder how many extra miles we have
158.
actually flown in the end then. I'm actually fairly sure that we probably doubled our distance here. Should have been like 130 miles, we probably did like 260 in the end. With a flight time like this.
November Whiskey 7. It seems that you are not turning
But
direct.
look at those
You
visuals
can now
here,
turn
that's
left heading
beautiful,
0,
isn't it?
055, please.
055, sorry about that. There's more problem with this.
No problem. You can expect vectoring for the RLS approach 182.
The night lighting is just so immersive in this sim. It's really hard to tell the difference between real life and night flying in the simulator these days.
And let me see here. Silver arrows. 3421, hello to you. Descent flight level 080. Scandinavian 1586, contact final 120205.
So I'm kinda hoping he's eventually going to turn us towards a Begi and then give us to,
Scandinavian 48, Papa turn right heading 210.
right heading 210, Scandinavian 48 Papa.
Lufthansa
Yeah,
455.
this is exactly what I was about to say, I hope is not going to happen.
455, hello, Air 2 Charlie for 22 left, descent flight level 8.
Heading 210 makes us kind of fly another S-turn over here. That's exactly why I asked ATC earlier if we could expect anything like this or not.
Descent 4,000 feet.
Scandinavian 48 Papa descent 4,000 feet. 4,000 blue. Well then, let's do 500 feet a minute here.
456, you can now make a left.
Conserve a little bit of fuel.
180.
Left 180, Scandinavian 456.
Scandinavian 455, are you on heading or are you inbound Air 2 Charlie?
Okay, let's see. Let's do direct Charlie Hotel.
Yes, I'm on heading.
Well, let's sequence the plan for a little bit here.
Direct Charlie Hotel 632.
So 645 inbound waypoint like that. Looks kinda okay. 25 minutes extra still.
456, make a left turn direct at B.
So kinda easy going.
Scandinavian 456.
Even though this vectoring starts to get a little bit annoying here. See, we were originally planned to land at 2,400 kilos after the first delay vectors.
6363.
Planned at 2,400 and now we are at 2,400, still not on the ground. If you look at this, EFOP 24, no, certainly not.
5,000 feet, QNH
Smog Pretty sure it's more going to be something like 2,000 kilos or so, giving us 500 extra, so around about 10 minutes-ish.
And Lufthansa 455.
Before we reach the 15 minutes, of course.
To maintain passenger heading, there will be some short delay victory.
Plus Charlie holds V2 maintaining heading.
November Whiskey 7.
So there's this guy over here. I bet he's going to turn us inbound after him.
Great job.
Anyone else? No. Yeah, so probably it's going to be our turn after him.
Silver Airways 3421, you can expect some short delay vectoring because of the traffic. So descent now.
Okay, engine anti-air is on. Looks like the cabin crew is getting a little bit nervous as well. Hello, Emmanuel here in flight deck. Okay, thanks. We are once again on a downwind vector, so it's going to take like 10 minutes at least, maybe a little bit more. Sorry for that. We'll let you know if we get any updates.
Foxtrot, turn right heading 050.
Right heading 050, can I man one Foxtrot?
Lufthansa 455.
So, you can turn us to the left now.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, proceed left turn, direct Charlie Hotel 631.
Turn left, direct waypoint, Charlie Hotel 631, Scandinavian 48 Papa.
Lufthansa 455, turn right heading 2.
Okay, 631. That looks like it. Insert. Enough. 500 feet a minute is okay. I would never have expected this, honestly. Never.
Oh, Lufthansa 455, yeah.
I was absolutely convinced we would be at the gate by now.
I thought I should maintain the heading after Charlie Hotel.
Beautiful look at Copenhagen at least. With the Øresund Bridge in the back there. So the airport's got to be over there, I believe.
Lufthansa 455, could you repeat again? Sorry about that.
Disregard.
Silver Airways 3421, make a left turn now, heading 050.
Gotta say, this is probably gonna be the title picture of the video, I guess. Because this just looks so cool.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, descend 4000.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, we are descending 4000.
Thank you.
We did that anyway. Beautiful look outside. We will clear the 4000 anyway, so not sure why he's asking that now. Perhaps because of the other traffic over there, 1000 below and climbing. But if he wants us to expedite the descent, then he's got to say that, so...
Scandinavian 456, contact final 120-205, Corsair only.
Corsair only 20205, thanks, yeah, Scandinavian 456.
Okay, then 191 Foxtrot, make a right turn, heading 210.
Right turn to 10.
So, right now we have fuel for about an hour in the tanks, so, as you can see, still no problem. Even with all those delays. Though I am rather happy that I did choose Gothenburg as our alternate and not Malmö, because Malmö would have been right over there somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. I think that one. And well, that might have made the difference now. Alright, so engine anti-air is off.
Lufthansa 455, turn left, heading 170.
So he did not give us any new speed restriction, therefore I'm keeping the 250 knots. Anything that expedites our downwind over here will be welcome at this point. All star.
Nordic 2418, hello to you. Radar contact, descent flight level air 80, air up to Charlie for 2 to left.
Alright, so I can see the runway 30 over there already.
KLM 21 and exit KLM 91 Foxtrot confirm, heading 220 now.
I'm at heading 100, but I will go to 200.
It was 210, you can now turn right heading 240 please.
Heading 240, KLM 91 Foxtrot.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, contact final 120205, Corsair only.
120205 with the full story of my life. Scandinavian 48 Papa.
180.
Speed 180, Skyline 456.
Skyline 456, correct. Heading 190, clear on left, approach 180 to left.
Right from 190, clear out left to left, Skyline 456.
Hotel Kilo Sierra, turn left heading 310. Left to 310, Hotel Kilo Sierra.
Final good evening, Scandinavian 48 Papa.
Skyline 48 Papa, final hello. Maintain heading, question. Yep, proceed to answer, big, call back.
To Biggie, 48 Papa.
Hotel Kilo Sierra, speed 200. Speed 200.
Okay, so inbound Abegi.
Look at the 66 Lima, speed 160 to 4 miles. Contact tower frequency 118.105. Goodbye.
So tower 118.105.
Tower 118.105. Thank you very much.
And that's
Maintain
pre-selected.
heading.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, maintain present heading. Heading.
Hotel Kilo Sierra, speed 180.
And extend the center line, please.
Speed 180, Hotel Kilo Sierra.
Correct. Heading 250, clear line approach 180 to left.
Okay, insert.
250, clear
Full heading.
2 to left, Hotel Kilo Sierra.
Heading.
Canada forward 8 Papa, turn right heading 130, descent 3000.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, turn right heading 130, descent 3000. Thrust dial open, descent alt 3000 blue.
Canada
So 12 miles,
That's the one Tango Foxtrot, descent 3000.
one inbound over there, 5 miles ahead. I tell you what, I'll just start to reduce the speed here. If we keep,
Canada 456, speed 160, maintain.
see if we keep flying at 250 knots, then we'll catch up to that so quickly to that guy, and I don't want to risk a go around now.
Correct, contact tower frequency 118.105.
So activate approach phase.
Thank you, Skyline 456.
Left at the one Tango Foxtrot, turn left heading 350, cushion left heading 355.
Take 355.
I tell you what, manage speed. Let's go down to
8 Papa, speed 180.
speed 180, Scandinavian 48 Papa.
Correct, heading 190, clear to left, approach 180 to left.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, right heading 190, clear to LS2 to left. Okay, Cath dual, autopilot 1 and 2, Glasgow lock star. Okay, speed is coming back. Flaps 1.
Can I head over to the 110?
Speed checked, flaps 1.
That's the 110, hello. Left at the one Tango Foxtrot, speed 200.
200, I'll take it.
Speed alt star. This is getting pretty darn tight here. Just 3 nautical miles at 10 miles. It's normally not gonna end well.
Get 1148 Papa, can you confirm maintaining 180 knots?
Oh, we are slowing down as we're speaking, passing 190 now towards 180.
Roger.
Flaps 2.
Look at the one Tango Foxtrot,
Speed
speed
checked,
180.
flaps 2.
180, 180.
Tell you what, let's do 5 knots less. Actually 10 knots less, otherwise that's not gonna work. You
25 clear on left approach 180 to left.
can see the guys now at 2.6 miles. 2.5 is minimum, so last stop star, go around altitude 3000 sets.
Contact tower frequency 118.105.
If he's slowing him to 160 now, then we've got to do the same now.
105, Hotel Kilo Sierra, bye-bye.
Canada 48 Papa, speed 160.
Speed 160, Scandinavian 48 Papa. And this time we've actually got to help it. Otherwise that's not gonna work.
455 final hello to 3000.
Okay, get on.
455, that's correct. Turn right heading 130.
Right heading 130,
Scandinavian 4 Papa, confirm the aircraft type ahead of us.
Skipper 48 Papa, it's a medium.
Roger.
48 Papa, speed 160 4 knots, contact tower frequency 118.105.
160 until 4, 118.105, Scandinavian 4 Papa.
Push and start approved, face south, Unit 2026.
Okay, flaps 3.
Speed
check, flap 3. Power low, Scandinavian 4 Papa, 2 to left.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, Castor, good evening, contact you number 2.
For some reason I don't see that guy on TCAS anymore, but I'm fairly sure he's still out there. Okay, flaps full. Speed checked, flaps full. Managed speed at 4.5, that shall be more than good enough.
No response on frequency, confirm again, please.
Okay, landing checklist, Econ memo, landing no blue, landing checklist complete.
Thank you very much, 121630, Scandinavian 1586.
Let's pre-select that, 12163.
Hotel Kilo, set up into what you get 700, shoot to left, clear to land.
To left, clear to land, Hotel Kilo Sierra.
Hotel something, that is why I asked, because if that is a business jet ahead of us, that guy is gonna get really slow. Checked.
Can you Bravo, cross 30, hold show.
That's why I started to slow down a little bit earlier as well here. Alright, so let's see, checklists are complete, lights are on, and down here everything is done. Perfect, then let's have a little bit of fun.
Approaching 2 left.
Checked. Cat 1.
Lufthansa 1, take a box, Castor, good evening, contact you number 2.
I can't see the preceding on the runway. There seems to be one guy vacating off there. Hopefully that's him.
Papa went to 1 to the gate at 7, runway 2 to left, clear to land.
Runway 2 to left, clear to land. Scandinavian 4 Papa. Land. Looks like it was him.
Hotel Kilo Sierra, welcome to Castor, gateway to traffic, left to right and continue on the Bravo, left turn, runway 30, hold short of Delta.
200.
Keyway left to right,
continue.
Bravo, runway 30, hold short of Delta, Hotel Kilo Sierra.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 5.
Spoilers, reverse green, decel. $70 knots.
Scandinavian 456, 8.11630, so long.
Manual brakes.
630, yeah, Scandinavian 456.
And here we go, that's minimum runway occupancy time at its best.
Good evening, contact you number 2. Lufthansa 1, Tango Fox, Trotman 21 to the gate at 7, runway 2 to left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 2 to left, after the Tango Fox.
Hotel Kilo Sierra, tower now, 118.580, so long.
18580, Hotel Kilo Sierra, bye.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, welcome to Castor, continue on Bravo, short Zulu, cross runway 30.
Continue Bravo, hold short Zulu, cross runway 30, Scandinavian 48 Papa. Okay, Bravo is the taxiway that we're currently on. Hold short Zulu, that's the first one after the runway. Okay, runway 30 over here, and we're cleared across. And the strobe light is on.
Approaching 1 2.
Check, cleared across. After landing checklist complete. So, we took twice as long as we should have.
Lufthansa Cargo 8401, ready for taxi.
Lufthansa 455, winds 2.2 degrees to 7, runway 2 to left, clear to land.
So to hold short Zulu, that's the next one.
Should we vacate left or right?
Lufthansa 445, vacate right.
Right, 455.
Lufthansa Cargo 8401, taxi Golf 1, runway 30, hold short runway 2 to left.
Taxi Golf 1.
All right, APU is available, waiting 1 more minute until we can shut down an engine. Scandinavian 48 Papa, holding short Zulu.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, apron 121630, so long.
121630, Scandinavian 48 Papa, so long. Apron, good evening, Scandinavian 48 Papa on Bravo, short Zulu.
Scandinavian 48 Papa, Castor Apron, hello, taxi by Bravo and Romeo stand Delta 1.
Bravo Romeo, stand Delta 1, Scandinavian 48 Papa. Okay, so Bravo and Romeo, that means we'll initially go straight ahead, so park and brake is off. Lights are coming back on. So, quick check. Bravo, Romeo. And parking Delta 1 is right in the back over there. So basically we're taxiing straight ahead. So, Delta 1. No follow me needed. Handling by Scandinavian Airlines. Alright, and we now have 3 minutes.
Scandinavian 59 at Juliet.
Electric hydraulic pump on. Engine 2 shut off.
Scandinavian 59 at Juliet, hold position, call you back soon. Roger.
Not sure if we did the after landing checklist. Well, radar predictive wind shear off, after landing checklist complete. Now we've done it, for sure. So, just 2,000 kilos in the tanks, but as you can see, no problem at all. That would have been a Ryanair textbook scenario. But, let's face it, even though the internet always says Ryanair, any airline would have probably done it like that. There was no evidence of any delays during the planning stage and on the ground. All that must have built up while we've been taxiing out and taking off, so... yeah, what can you do? Nothing.
Thank you for taxi second call sign.
Right, Delta 1 straight ahead.
Scandinavian 2-1 taxi via Lima, Zulu and Alpha, hold short of runway 30.
Lights off, radar off. Even though they could certainly install some better apron lights here. Very hard to see anything. Okay, the guidance system is on. A320 is on there. Come on, keep rolling.
Please confirm for Yoke still send on push and start approved for waiting on Yankee 2.
Yoke 271, A5 push and start approved. Release point Yankee 2.
Did you see that? It showed us 0.5 and then it jumped to too far. GSX is trolling us again, guys, I tell you.
Scandinavian 59 at Juliet, push and start approved, facing east, release point Juliet 4, QNH1.
Capture, Old Dawson Park.
QNH 1026, push and start approved, release point Juliet.
Well, here we go. It did take a little while, but we eventually made it. So, engine is running down.
Lufthansa 3 Victor Alpha on the blocks. Thank you for the
Beacon
service.
off.
Good to see you.
Doors are disarmed, seatbelts off.
Have a good evening, and you're always welcome back, sir.
Sure, thank you.
And here we are. Alright, parking checklist please. And let's just make it silent. Alright. So, parking checklist. Park and brake our trucks. While the trucks are in position, so brakes off. Engines off, wing light off, and fuel pumps off. Parking checklist complete. Well then, transponder, standby, and 2000. Let's check the fuel usage. That was even and equal, even though much more than we originally anticipated. Flight time 54 minutes versus a planned... Well, let's not talk about that. Alright, so commence deboarding, please. Let's have a quick look. We were meant to be here at 1941. We are here at 2006. So yeah, we doubled our flight time. Do we have a company message? Let's see if they ever responded to our ACAST message. No, only the arrival message on block at 05. So we'll probably get a call from Ops now. Or they've read it but just didn't respond. In any case, guys, that's what I could offer you today. I hope you all enjoyed it. Certainly not exactly what I had originally planned, but definitely an interesting one and a good exercise in terms of fuel management. I hope you enjoyed this one. Be sure to leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. And with that out of the way, thank you very much for watching. As always, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. And if you really love what I'm doing on the channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and I see you all again on the next one.